You're listening to the 40 Thrive Podcast, the show created for women 40 and beyond, ready to shake things up. And now, your host, Jackie McDougall.
Welcome to this special episode of 40 Thrive. What makes it so special? Well, I'm glad you asked. First of all, April 2nd, 2020 is my 49th birthday. That's right, it's my last year in my 40s. To celebrate, I invited 5 incredible women on the podcast for this episode. These women are resilient, they're smart, they take no BS, and they are like sisters to me. Actually, they're more than like sisters to me, they are my sisters. To give you some context to the conversation you're about to hear, the 6 of us also have 7 brothers. So yeah, there are 13 of us in total. There were 11 kids originally when my mom died of breast cancer at the age of 39. She's the mother of the first 5 sisters you'll hear from today. I was the baby. 2 of us, including myself, carry the genetic mutation that led to our mother's cancer. My dad remarried a little while later and they had 2 more kids. That's where girl number 6 comes in. Are you following? So you'll hear from 6 women ranging from 42 to 64. Kick-ass women who work hard, crack inappropriate jokes, and who have experienced a whole lot of life between us. Here's a little cheat sheet. 2 of my sisters are now sober. One of them stayed sober even after experiencing the tragic and sudden loss of her 30-year-old daughter in a car crash, an event that rocked our entire family. One of my sisters is also currently fighting glioblastoma, an incurable brain cancer that she's been battling with for over 2.5 years. Our father died 4 years ago from Alzheimer's. This was after suffering from rheumatoid arthritis and diabetes for decades. He was the strongest, biggest personality we've ever known, and I'm willing to say the most influential human being in all of our lives. We were raised in the suburbs of Boston. They all live in Massachusetts and New Hampshire. I live 3,000 miles away in California. We recorded this in Linfield, Massachusetts with a studio audience. Okay, not really. But we did have some family members sitting nearby and heckling at times. All right, I think I've caught you up. Let's jump in. Here's my conversation with Maureen, Terry, Mary, Ellen, and Julie, the Morgan sisters. Welcome to 40 Thrive. I have probably interviewed best-selling authors, celebrities, newsmakers, newsbreakers, but this is the weirdest one I've ever done in my life. I'm introducing you to my 5 sisters ranging from 42 to 64.
Hi.
Maureen, 64, Terry, 63, Mary and Ellen are 58, 10 years older than I am. I'm 48, and Jules is 42. I always call myself jokingly a walking talk show because I have all these different topics. But then I thought about the 6 of us. Holy crap balls. We've been through a lot of things. Addiction, miscarriages, loss of a child, loss of parents, health issues. If there's something to go through, one of us has probably been through it.
She said crap balls.
I did say crap balls. When I think about strength, I think about my sisters. And so what makes somebody so resilient when other people just can't recover?
We started early. We had to learn a long time ago how to be resilient.
But there's a lot of people who use it as an excuse and
we used it as an excuse. We used it as an excuse to drink.
Yeah.
You know?
I still do.
Some of us have smartened up.
Some of us used alcohol a little bit more than others.
Well, 2 of you are totally sober. For how many years now?
16 years.
Wow.
16.
And you're a year and a half.
Yeah.
I'm a couple of weeks.
Are you?
No.
Well, not everybody has a problem, though.
I had no problem drinking.
But I mean, Maureen, at what point do you stop using not just alcohol, but just like all the shit that's happened? Like, at what point do you stop using it as an excuse to blow up your life? Because some people never stop.
No, that's true. Some people never stop.
Mm-hmm.
But
Do you have that feeling inside that you learned from looking around others? You have a feeling inside that says enough's enough.
You're not going to get anywhere if you continue to live that way. You're just not going to get anywhere.
You're going to die if you continue to
You're
live
going to
that
die,
way.
and you're going to die miserable.
Yeah.
Well, I think grandkids were a game changer for.
Yeah.
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 If it wasn't for Evelyn, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
That's everyone knows that. You know, she saved my life.
If someone were to say, "Oh, you're Maureen," which one? You're the what one? Like the blank one.
The oldest, the bitchiest, and the crabbiest.
Really?
No.
I think we're challenging you.
The controller.
The controller, yeah.
Do you think it has anything to do with your birth order?
For sure.
Oh God, yeah.
I asked in the 40 Thrive group what their birth order was and how it dictated their personality. And most of the people who commented were like, I'm the oldest. Because I think the oldest is like, I am the oldest.
Right.
You know?
A
Yeah.
control freak.
Got that right. The other 5 of us are middle kids.
I know.
What about you, Jules, being close to the young? What does that do for your personality?
I think it makes me hilarious,
If you do say so yourself.
if I do say so myself. And I tend to think I'm a little more go with the flow because most of the time you're not listening to me anyway. Like, I don't think you've all ever looked at me at the same time before.
Only when you've been dancing on the dance floor by yourself.
Yeah.
So if you, the older ones, could go back to your 40th birthday and give yourself some advice, what would it be?
Lighten up.
Lighten up.
Lighten up.
In what way?
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pick your battles.
Pick your battles. Yep.
Yeah. Definitely pick your battles.
What about you, Terry?
I can't remember the 40. Know your priorities.
Know your priorities.
Know your priorities.
What about you, Jules? It's been 2 years since you turned 40.
She's still feeling the hangover.
I was in Disney for my 40th birthday, running a
The
marathon.
Disney hangover.
Yeah, you would live in Disney.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was looking at jobs down there this week.
Wow.
Nothing would make me happier than to put on one of those Mickey hands and wave at all the people leaving.
All day long.
Yeah, all day long.
So I want to talk about some things that are common between all of us. I don't know if it's nature versus nurture, but show of hands, who knows how to ask for help?
Not this
No.
family.
No way.
No.
At your house, like you don't ask for any help.
I had to this week, though. Joe had to bring the laundry down, take it up, and it made me crazy.
Probably because he did it wrong.
Well, no, because he didn't do it fast enough.
Well, they never do it on our time.
No.
Jeff says, stop bugging me every 6 months. I'll get to it. I mean, have you learned how to ask for help at all?
I'm trying to. It's definitely a job in process.
Because I've discovered that help is not really about the person who needs it. It's about letting the other people around them
Right.
actually feel useful.
Well, that's the whole premise. The preface of AA is to ask for help. It's
Are you supposed to talk about AA?
Well, I don't
It's like
talk
Fight
it.
Club?
I just go and I just listen. I don't ask for help when I'm there. I don't, they tell me I should ask for help. They tell me I should speak. They tell me what I should do, but I don't. I'm doing it my way, which they say I'll fail. But
no, you won't.
no,
I didn't.
You
I did
didn't?
it my way.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't know where I come from. So
Yeah, exactly.
I particularly do it because if I can inspire one person that's struggling to do the same that I did, then it was worth it. And I have actually inspired 2 people so far in 18 months.
Oh, well, 2 that
So
you
it's-
know of.
That you
So
know
if
of,
I'm
yeah.
obnoxious to other people, so be it.
No.
2 that I know of are sober today because of me,
Yeah.
because of my posts. So
Well, and I don't think it's obnoxious at all. I think it's brave for somebody to put it out there that they...
I actually went to a meeting once that someone said that we're not supposed to do that because people that do that and then fail give AA a bad name. And I didn't open my
garbage.
mouth and say, well, how about the people that succeed
Right.
and actually inspire others to do it? Social media is helpful as much as it is hurtful, or more so than it is hurtful. And that just annoys the shit out of me.
Do you see that a lot in the people that you're around, the other people who are sober, that maybe they were older when they got sober?
There's a lot of people that struggle all the time. I don't think age has anything to do with it. You've got young kids that are struggling. You've got middle-aged people that struggle. And not everyone makes it.
No.
But I think when you're younger, you think you've got time that
Yeah.
I'll stop when
Yeah.
I'm ready to
Yeah.
stop. And now you're like, maybe I don't have as much time.
Yeah.
I think age has something to do with it, in my case. But
Well, I see it all the time with people who like want to start their own business or they want to do something different. And when they're younger, they're like, oh, I have time. And then when they hit a certain age, they're like, oh shit, I better get started.
I'm the opposite on that. When I was younger, I wanted to start my own business. As I'm older, I'm like, who needs that? Because I had my own business when I was younger, and it's a lot of work. And there's other things that are more important to me than my name on a door.
Yeah.
I think
or
when
on
we
a business.
hit our 40s and 50s, we pay more attention to how stuff makes us feel.
Right.
When you're 20s and 30s and you're drinking, it doesn't affect you the same way. Whereas now, like, you can have a glass of wine and wake up the next day and not feel good.
Yeah.
And if we start to pay more attention to what we should be eating and I think more especially women, wake up in their 40s and say, oh, it just doesn't make me feel as good anymore. It's not worth it.
Now you want quality of life,
Yeah.
where you thought you had quality of life, but you really didn't.
Well, that's interesting. You were trucking along. You were always working. It's not like addiction stopped you from doing all the things you had to do.
But I was constantly, I'd love to do this someday. I'd love to do that someday. Like piano. I'd love to play the piano. Well,
What
for
if-
Christ's sake, put the bottle down and play the piano.
Right.
You know?
And now you take piano lessons.
Yeah. I mean, gee, I'd like to reside this house. Well, for Christ's sake, you spent $20,000 in the buy last year. You could have resided your house in 2 years. Just exactly. Like enough. Yeah. You see signs around you. Dad dies of Alzheimer's. Your sister has brain cancer. And you're gonna continue to poison yourself for what?
Right.
It's not worth it.
Well, and having a genetic risk of cancer, it's like we can go and have all these huge surgeries and then
Right.
not being willing to do the lifestyle change seems a little counterproductive. You have to pee.
You can go do that.
It's right there.
Put the mic down.
I have sisters in their 60s.
The next subject is incontinence.
What's something that you used to enjoy or that was important to you that now in your life you're like, oh my God, what a waste of time?
My issue is not alcohol; it's food. I can't control myself. I ate 2.5 pounds of candy last week. And my face is like,
Well,
that's the medication
it's the
too.
steroids, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the steroids made me eat all the candy too.
Exactly.
I'm willing to blame it on them.
well, with the brain tumor, you went and bought a 5-pound bag
I know.
twice.
I was told not to eat sugar because it feeds. Well, I've read that it feeds cancer cells, but my brain should be like on fire right about now.
That's funny.
All the sugar attached to it. I mean, I'm going to go for a scan next month, and
It's gonna be a big sugar cube.
exactly, going to see domino across it.
You're not the only funny one, Julie.
No, I guess not.
You're not the only funny
Just
one,
like that
Julie.
we're laughing at her brain tumor.
She has the I don't give a shit what you think, and you're
No,
still working on
it's-
that.
Yeah, I'm kind of afraid at what she might want to say.
That comes
to
with
a few
age.
of us.
See, that's the difference between
That comes with age too.
they call it give zero fucks.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, so what's something that used to be important to you that now you're like, this is ridiculous? Like, I don't care about it at all.
Oh, what people think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Number one. Zero fucks.
No, I care too much about what people think.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I walk into a room, I'm always like, don't look at me. I just feel, I don't know. I'm just still a 13-year-old kid.
Is it everyone that you feel like that with? Like, were you any room?
Not everyone, no. My neighbors used to,
Really?
because they're all like 80 pounds and
Well,
Yeah.
we also grew up, you could be like a Supreme Court justice, but if you're overweight,
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
it's like, oh,
You're a lazy slob.
she could cut down on a sandwich,
Yeah.
But then, you could be a heroin addict. And she's like, did you see her though? She looks great.
So great.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
think I might try heroin.
Yeah.
That's basically how it was. Your level of success was, we're talking about, Terry's back from the bathroom.
Welcome back.
Speaking of success, what would you say? We'll start at the youngest. What's the definition for you of success?
Being happy and feeling like you're doing something, you're contributing to positively to the world, whatever it is that is. But being happy more than anything. You just see so many people that are not happy, and they make boatloads of money, but they're not happy.
Yeah. What would your definition of happiness be?
Having like the freedom to be who you are and comfortable in like your own skin. And like that's all I want for my kids. Like, I know one thing I don't care about anymore. I don't care what my daughter wears if she chooses it and she's happy. She wore jammies the other night to meet us all out for dinner. it made her smile, wear your jammies. I don't care. I want her to be confident enough to like choose something and be like, yeah, this makes me happy. I'm going to go do it. Makes me feel good about myself. I feel comfortable.
Usually people have to have multiple kids before they do. We usually screw up the first one and then later by the third.
Well, I could be. I mean,
She's watched all of us.
Yeah, she's watched all of us.
Yeah.
She's learned.
Yeah.
She's learned through our mistakes.
I may be, forcing my Disney obsession onto them, so I'll screw them up that way.
Well, Dad did that with us.
Yeah, where do you think you got it?
Yeah, that's true.
What's your definition of success?
Happiness.
What makes you happy?
My kids, my family, being around.
What about you, Mary?
Same thing. Happiness. I mean, being able to spend time with family, going to work and liking what you do, going home and liking the front door you walk into.
You're like a superstar at work. We went the other night. I mean, you're twins, and she walks into a room and hides, and you walk into a room, and well, I guess you're serving everyone. I love you.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I have extreme anxiety with public speaking, but I do enjoy my job.
Are you afraid of public speaking?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was surprised I even got you guys to do this, and I am going to get Terry to talk.
No, that's why I'm not talking.
Well, what's your definition of success, Terry?
It's the same as Ellen, being needed by the kids too.
Yeah.
Oh, because that's different for you now. Like mine, they're 5 and 6. They need
Well,
me.
yeah, the grandchild is
Yeah.
going to need me now.
Right.
So
Are you going to move then across
no,
the?
no.
But you still have 2 at home, right?
Yeah.
You're also old enough where you can just
Get on a plane.
get on a plane.
No,
and
we drive 12
Get in the
hours.
car. Exactly.
or get in the car. You're almost to the retirement age where you can just go.
If you feel like going, just go.
You can divide your time.
Do you have retirement plans?
Oh God, yeah.
Are you kidding? You're always on
Yeah.
Facebook like
Yeah,
how many
you know how
days
many
until your
hours
next
you have left.
vacation?
Exactly.
Yeah, I live vicariously
Exactly.
through your vacations.
You got to have
Yep.
downtime.
You're at a point where you can do it, so why not?
Yeah.
What's your definition of success?
My family.
Julie, you have a pretty powerful job, and you all have an expertise, and no one has ever said anything about work.
No, when somebody dies, they're not going to say in their eulogy, "Well, she was a great worker."
Yeah. Yeah.
I think with Mari, like what brings us happiness, I think we share is like cooking and having and gathering. Like I will later
Gathering
on tonight,
everyone.
I will cry about this to Jim. I'll like cry tears of joy that like I have a house that my family can come to,
Right.
and I can entertain in. This brings me like incredible joy and cooking, and I think we share that.
I share it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we go to Disney, we have a group dinner.
Yeah.
We have a group breakfast. And
Yeah.
it's
And you can, Tim likes it too. Our brother, he's up there getting
He's
up
in the
early.
studio audience.
He's in the studio. He likes to get up early and make the breakfast. And I
Yeah.
think it makes he makes a ridiculous amount of hash browns, but I think he's really happy. Like
None of us
pushing
know how to
those-
cook for a small group
Don't
anyway.
That's true.
Well, he got that from Dad too, because Dad used to do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Dad did like that. He probably didn't make much, but those Mickey Mouse pancakes on Daytona Beach
Oh God!
before we went to Disney
he was
I
in
think
his
made him
glory
happy.
when he was doing that stuff.
I have the same entertaining gene. Like I love to have everybody at our house, but I'm not as good of a cook.
That takes time. I wasn't a good cook. Practice makes perfect. I mean, you have to
Well,
experiment.
I mean, I do cook. I just
I remember
Watch the cooking shows. They
Well,
help tremendously.
But I also I have the pickiest. Like I love trying stuff and just doing. But I have the pickiest eaters in my house. Like my youngest is the only one who will eat the way I eat.
Yeah.
My own husband is like, when I say limited,
Yeah.
I mean it's ridiculous.
That's an understatement.
it's definitely difficult when you have.
Jeff,
I
you're
have
limited.
Tough.
that
That's my
situation
problem
too.
too. I have no incentive to learn something new because they won't eat it anyway.
They won't eat it.
But you make the best brownies. You don't need to make
But they're in a
anything
box.
else.
They're from a box. They're
No,
the
you
easiest.
do something to that mix.
I'm sure not in every case, but as they become adults, they do get a little bit more willing to try new things.
Jeff's an
And when my kids were little, I was a very bland cooker because I couldn't experiment. But now they'll try new things as adult women. So
I'll make stuff, but I'll just call it a try food, and they have to try it, but they don't have to.
and if they don't like
eat
my
it.
food, I can always bring it to work because everybody's so sick of eating the food that we
that you serve?
all day that they love when
Oh, you bring home cooked meals to a
Yes,
restaurant,
to a
for others?
Yeah, yep.
Very
We bring
good.
desserts and home cooked meals and stuff like that. So
All right, let's do a lightning round. Everyone has to answer. We're going to start with you, Terry. What makes you smile?
My kids.
Always.
Most of the time.
Maureen.
Same. My kids, my grandkids.
Mary.
My kids and my grandkids. Absolutely.
Come up with something.
Well, my kids, when they fall down. Jameson fell in a restaurant the other day, and I almost peed myself.
You really do appreciate a good pratfall.
Some slapstick comedy.
Your sister has a brain tumor. You should spend more time over
I
there.
know. Falling down the stairs.
What song makes you cry every single time?
Over the rainbow.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Over the Rainbow, that Hawaiian.
Oh, the
version.
Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Yes.
The theme song from Land Before Time. Not two. Just,
You have the dad snort cry.
She does.
Don't we all?
yeah.
Yeah. There it is.
I don't know. Spending time with Ellen this week, like I never knew how much you are dad.
Yeah.
You are dad and dad is you. It's why, it must be
just
why
like
you're
him
his
now.
I
favorite.
break into tears for no reason.
No, just some of the things you'd say, and then you look over your glasses, and I'm like, holy shit.
Yes.
I know. I can't find my gold glasses
Her
now.
profile now is very much dad.
Yeah.
All right. Do you believe everything happens for a reason? We'll start with you, Mary.
Yes.
Jules.
Yes.
I hope so.
What about
Yes.
you? You do? See, I don't think that at all. You could try to find some sort of purpose from what happens,
Right.
Yeah.
but I don't think there's like a puppeteer up there. You don't have an opinion, Terry?
No, I just don't know what the reason is.
Yeah.
Why?
But
Why?
you think there is one?
I hope so.
I don't like when people say that to you, when like you've experienced something and someone says it to you as a comfort.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I've always thought that we lost our mother young, but we wouldn't have had Julie and Matt.
That's true.
Yeah.
In order to get you guys, we had to lose her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've thought of that too. But there's just too much.
Yeah, it's too much.
It's too much
Yeah, I agree.
to comprehend.
But you've been through one of the worst things that any of us could go. We all have kids, and you
Right.
lost one, and that's how can you possibly find reason for that?
There is no reason for it.
Well, 3 of you have been married since the 80s, right? Yeah.
I guess I'm one.
Yeah.
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 82, 84, 86.
Yeah.
Mary was married in the 80s.
First time.
But you've been with your current partner
Significant
for
other.
a long time.
2006.
Okay, so that's pretty long time, and you've been married since.
I've met Jim in 2005.
So, what do you think is the secret to a successful long-term relationship?
Respect.
Patience.
Not saying everything we think every time we think it. Yeah.
Well,
I'm still working on that.
I still say that.
I still
Well,
agree.
you should say it
respectfully.
Yeah.
not holding
way.
back.
May I tell you that you're a dick?
Yeah. There's a way to say it.
Yeah, I don't hold back.
There's a way to say it, but say it. Don't hold back, because holding back is the problem.
I never understood those women who are like, I'm fine or nothing. If he asked me what's wrong, I'm telling you.
Yeah,
I'm telling you clearly.
for sure. That's
Most of them know enough not to ask, though.
Skitch does call you Bob sometimes.
It calls me Bob every day.
After dad?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're like dad too.
Yeah, exactly. Bob's here. He says Bob's here.
Really?
Yeah, oh, God, every day he says that to me.
What about you? You've been married the longest, Terry. What's the key?
I don't know. Luck.
Well,
It's not luck. It's
No,
hard
there's no
work.
other option.
It's hard work.
what about you, Mary?
opening your mouth and communicating.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't communicate in the past, and resentments built, and then things were said that couldn't be taken back. And
Right.
communication is huge, and respect.
One day at home, and my oldest said, "Hey, can I help you out, Mom?" And I said, "No, I'm fine, thanks."
No, you
and
didn't-
then
you didn't accept the help?
What's that?
You didn't accept the help?
I did not accept the help. And then 30 minutes later, I was, probably curt with somebody in the kitchen saying, I have to do everything myself.
Yeah.
And, it takes a sweet, mild-mannered kid with autism to come over and point things out very clearly. I just asked you if you needed help, and then you said no, and now you're saying no one helps you. And it really hurts my feelings when you do that. And I was like,
Good for him.
Oh.
And being called out like that is huge.
yeah. And he said it respectfully.
I love being called out because, it's huge.
Yes.
You love being called.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I do.
I don't want.
Planet are you on?
I don't want
not like
people
us.
just leaving the room like, oh, she's being bitchy. Like, call me out. I think him calling you out like
Yeah.
that is huge, because then you're like, wow, you're right.
Yeah, I prefer. My husband never calls me out, and it makes me crazy because I would rather. How can you get better if you're not being challenged,
Right.
In some way, and I'm not saying like start a fight with me, but
No, call me out.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to call you out.
No one else, just me and Mary want to be called out.
No, I want to be called out.
Yeah.
I've been getting called out a lot lately.
Well, your husband's trying to keep you alive.
I know. But I appreciate it. I'm glad he's there.
What about you, Jules? Do you like to be called out, or do you want to like hide?
I think we all want to grow, but I think it's been a skill to learn to allow someone to call me out. It's not easy.
No.
No, it's not.
And it's very Bob-like to snap back.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
I love boundaries. I'm like obsessed with boundaries. Like when somebody has them, even with the kids, like Aaron will go, "Oh, I really like that. Those jeans, those are really cute jeans, right?" And like, I can't stand passive aggressive. I'm like, "Yep, they are." And we just keep walking. But if he goes like, "Hey, Mom, could I have those jeans?" Like, and that's not calling out, but clear communication to me is everything.
Absolutely.
Like it saves everything.
Absolutely. There's no guesswork.
Yeah, the
with,
wishy-washy stuff.
there's no guesswork when you just say how you
Life's
feel.
too short. Move along.
But being called out and responding too, like if you're called out on something and you think it's unfair, you call back and say, well, I think that's unfair and that, and that's hurtful, or, or the way you handled that was kind of shitty, or just communicate. For Christ's sake, communicate.
Yeah.
Right. What's one word that describes who you are?
Mom.
Is that like the number one thing?
I feel identifies me.
What about you, Mo?
Resilient.
Yep.
Yep.
Mary?
Strong. You said one word.
Yeah. But strong, but learning how to ask for help.
I don't need help.
That's the promo right there. But I think there's strength in asking for help.
Yep.
There is.
There is.
There is.
Jules?
I think I'm a fighter.
She knocks people down.
I know people
Well, you're
down here.
number 12. You got to be
Yeah.
scrappy.
Yeah. But there's, things I've had to fight for and things I've fought to make my life the way it is. And I don't mind fighting for something that I believe in.
What about you, Ellen?
Resilient for sure.
Seriously, anybody else who was in your position would have given up a long time ago?
Well, can't give up when you got 4 kids and 3 grandkids. So
All right. Who would play you in a movie about your life?
Lord.
I don't know. I mean, I watched the Oscars and I didn't even know who half the actors were, so I can't give you an actor.
Maybe that woman from A Million Little Things.
Oh, Delilah.
Yeah. She could play you. Terry, who would play you?
Betty White. I hope I live to be 90.
And she'll still be alive. What about you, Mo?
Fantastic.
God, I don't know.
Now that you said Betty White, I'm thinking Rue McClanahan.
I'm thinking.
Wait, she's not alive.
I just, she's not alive, no, but no one's going to play me in a movie either.
the
So
only one
let's face it.
So who, Mo?
Meryl Streep.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
she's a strong one.
What about you, Jules?
I think Courtney Cox would play Julie.
Oh,
I'll take that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And yours is Rue McClanahan.
Yeah.
I should play the slutty sister.
The trunk.
No.
You're more of like the B. Arthur, not
Yeah.
in looks, but in like
Yeah.
just the
No,
face.
more like the mother,
Sophia.
Sophia. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd want Christina Hendricks to play me. Do you know who that is?
Oh, nice. You push up bra for that one.
Who is she?
Krista, she's on. Do you watch that show, Good Girls? No, it's on.
She was in Mad Men,
She was in
right?
Mad Men. I'll show you after.
Okay.
I'll Google it while we're sitting here.
Yeah, she's like this gorgeous, voluptuous redhead that I wish I
Yes.
could be.
Who's the girl in Will and Grace? Grace.
Grace?
Deborah Messing.
Yeah.
Deborah Messing.
That's you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't like her.
Wow, Mary's good at this casting.
I thought I'm more of a just Jack kind of girl. All right. If you could rename yourself, what name would you pick?
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
No?
I wouldn't remember it.
Would you change your name, Jules?
No.
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 What about you?
Yeah.
No, I'm good. If you could hang out with any Disney character, who would it be?
All of them.
You do hang out with them.
I know.
They're like your besties.
Shrek.
Yeah. He's not Disney.
He's not Disney, but he's fun.
No.
He's
But I'll
good.
let you.
Yeah.
Who does Tom Hanks play?
Oh, Woody.
How about Roz?
Oh,
From Monsters, Inc.
Inc.
Wazowski.
Number one.
We should all take a family Disney trip.
We've been talking about that forever.
I know.
All right, 3 would you rather questions, then we're done. Would you rather travel back in time to meet your ancestors or to the future to meet your descendants?
Future.
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 That's a good one. I'd have to say back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, maybe back.
Yeah. Would you say?
I said future initially.
What about
I
you?
go future.
Future?
Future.
What about
I
you?
go future.
Future? Mm-hmm. Would you rather lose all of your money or all of your pictures?
Pictures.
Money.
Yeah, because you could recover more quickly.
Right. You can't recover pictures.
Right.
I don't like stuff.
You
though.
don't like, yeah.
But she's talking about like you lose your phone and you lose all your pictures.
They're up here for the time being, I guess.
Yeah.
She's not very
Temporarily.
sentimental.
No, well, I am, but just I don't
You will
need.
be. That comes with age.
I think I'm sentimental, but no, I'm not. I'm attached to what's in my brain, not the stuff.
Right.
What about you, Mo? Money or pictures?
The money.
Terry?
Pictures. And I don't need the pictures to survive.
Right.
The money.
Money? Yeah.
One of the questions you're supposed to ask your sisters is, how many kids did you really want to have?
5.
Good answer.
Good answer.
4. I wanted to have 4.
Yeah.
I had 3. I wanted to have 4, but that's okay.
I wanted to have
fifth.
more.
I would have had a fifth if I was guaranteed a boy.
In hindsight, I would have had 4.
I would have liked to have had a son, but I'm so blessed with 3 grandsons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's one thing you've never told the rest of us? Come on, Terry.
That I hate podcasts.
It was implied. Or inferred. I always confuse those. Maureen,
I don't know. Let me think about that one.
what's something we don't know, Ellen?
Nothing. I'm an open book. I believe I am.
One thing I've never said is I admire each and every one of you. How's that?
Oh, that's nice.
And I'm proud of each and every one of you. And I'm proud to be a part of this family.
Back at you.
Right. We can't.
I've ever said that.
We can't say it. She's like back at you. I'm like ditto.
I know, there. I said it. You can at least say it back. Jesus.
Damn it, Terry.
The dad cry.
Or as the kids would say, same.
Yep. Dad threw me out of the limo on my wedding day because I was trying to tell him I loved him. Jeez.
Yeah.
He said, "For Christ's sake, what are you trying to make me cry? Get out of the car."
One of the grandkids hugged him. I don't know if it was Christine or Michelle hugged Dad and said, "I love you," and he said, "Thanks."
I think it's a big learned thing that our kids we do have kids that say "I love you." I think that's a huge change from
Yes,
the way
from
growing
generations.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, never heard it.
Yeah, it's easy for me to say to my kids. It's easy for me to say to Jim. I try to say it hanging up on the phone with you guys, but it's not natural. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it doesn't flow out as
Yeah.
easily
I
as it
remember
does with
dancing
the
with
kids.
him at my wedding. And he said, "There's so many things I want to say, but I can't." And I swear that was the day I became an adult because I rubbed his back and I said, I know, I already know. So you're good. And just let him off the hook.
Yeah.
I don't think he got too much of it when he was growing up.
No. That's what I always
You
said.
know, his dad was gone early and his
Mother was cold, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Before Dad died, I saw him, 3 weeks before. And he didn't remember a lot. He remembered he loved Gronk from the Patriots. He didn't know his name, but he knew he loved him.
Yeah.
Is that my guy? Yeah, that's your guy, Dad. But he, even then that day, said that his daughters were so hardworking. My daughters. I mean, granted, he said to me, at least I only had one move away on me, and it was me.
Nice.
I was like, oh, she sounds like a bitch. I'm sure she didn't move away on you.
Yeah.
But he talked a lot about how hardworking his daughters were.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you all for doing this. I had to come out here to make it happen.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate
None of us are the smartest.
Yeah.
We're the funniest, but we're not the smartest.
Yep, we are a funny crew.
Well, technology can be a bitch for many people. I'm actually having.
And who's going to listen to this?
Millions.
We'll see.
Thousands,
All right.
thousands.
Thank
That's
you.
fine.
Thanks so much for listening. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. You'll never have to search for another episode. It will magically appear in your favorite podcast app. And if you enjoyed this, please share it with a friend. She'll love it, don't you think? Until next time, take care and keep thriving. Spring has sprung, and with the change of seasons, sometimes comes an increase in vitality. If you're feeling in the mood for a little more personal time, may I suggest Kokanoo. Coconut is all about providing clean and natural ingredients when you're enjoying your most intimate moments, with or without a partner. Naturally safe products developed by people who are obsessed with quality. Get 15% off with promo code GROWNASS at grownasswoman.guide/coconut. That's 15% off with promo code GROWNASS at grownasswoman.guide/coconut.